But we have so much on our agenda for our AGA, so that's why we decided to start early, and both days are going to be full days. And then Friday we'll be having our education celebration, and then we'll have music starting I think around 5 o'clock. We'll have different performers, and we'll have a community dance in the evening. So our last AGA was by virtual in November of 2021, and it was late because of our audit, and then of course because of COVID, because it was wreaking havoc on all of our communities, so everything was pushed back. So our last AGA was in November. So we've had some big changes in our administration office. As you all know, Tracy Appel left last January, and we were very fortunate to bring on Cora McIntosh as an interim manager at the time. And I guess I should say welcome all of you, and good morning. Sorry, just went right into my speech here. And so we offered the position of our general manager to Cora after 3 months, and she happily accepted. Yeah, we're happy about that. Cora graduated with her degree in Aboriginal Environmental Planning in December of 2021 from UNBC. We also lost our health manager, Regina Carlson Thomas. We all know that she got married this summer, and she decided to move on to other things. And again, we were really happy to bring Vanessa Vandelar on as interim health manager. Vanessa graduated with her nursing degree from the UNBC in May 2021. So as you could see, there's a lot of buildings coming up in Saik'uz. You see all the new housing. We have about 17 new units being built. We've got some single units, some 2-bedroom units, and then we've got some houses that are being built. We're really, really excited about that, and I really want to thank our housing manager, Leslie, for all the work that she did to bring this to fruition for our community. Saik'uz Chief and Council decided to put some monies aside to go towards the building of the new units. That helped us in some of our funding that we were going to receive for that. Now, we talked about the new fire hall for a couple of years, and because of inflation and wood prices going up, we had to go back to the drawing board to look at ways of building the fire hall without really going over budget. So we're still sitting at the table right now with ISK to discuss what alternatives we need to take to build that new fire hall. We were hoping to have that started this fall. They may do some work this fall, but it probably won't be built till the spring. And I would like to acknowledge that our firefighters, Saik'uz firefighters, won first at the annual provincial fighting competition in Victoria, so we're really proud of them. And they will be attending the nationals in Saskatchewan, I think in September. I'm not too sure if it's, September. And the new health center design is completed, and I'm pretty sure Vanessa did a short presentation on that at the health fair that we had a couple of months ago. That is going to be, everything's completed, the design's done, the funding is there. We are looking at sending out, what's it called, tenders for contractors to bid on it, so we could get a contractor Again, there, it's going to be up to the contractor whether they're going to start the build this year or they'll just prepare the ground for it, but for sure it'll be started in early spring. So CSTC, some of the things that I'm involved with, the Caris County Tribal Council, we had an AGA in June 1st of 2022. I think some of you may have heard that we had our tribal chief was on leave for about a year, and the chiefs at the table decided that financially, mostly because of financial reasons, that they were going to dismantle or disband the role of the tribal chief. When we sit at the table at those meetings, all of the chiefs represent their own communities, so we felt like that was kind of a stronger voice, and we're looking at ways of how do we move forward representing our communities in the different, like forestry, fisheries, housing. How do we go about sitting at the table with government, and who's going to be this, who's going to be the speaker for the chiefs? So that's something that we haven't really sat down yet to talk about, but we do not have a tribal chief position any longer at CSTC. And so out of Pathways 2.0, I guess Pathways 1 and then Pathways 2.0, we formed an entity called the CSFNs. And it's kind of we're an arm's length from CSTC. And the reason why we had to form the new entity was because Nagasley wasn't a part of CSTC anymore. Takla decided to leave, but came back within the year. Glasden has left CSTC. And so in order for us to be a legal entity and to deal with the Pathways funding and talks with government, we had to form the new entity. So right now, we do have the new entity up and running, and it represents the 7 communities. The only community that is not part of that is what's Oden. So that's Chief Maureen Lukey's community. So the Pathways, the CSFNs, we deal mostly with the Pathways funding, and there's a lot to that. Some of the council members, Jasmine especially, will talk about the forestry part of the CSFN's group and all the work that they've been doing, and some of the outcomes of the agreements that we've been negotiating. We still continue to have our interagency meetings with MCFD and Caris County Family Services. We meet on a quarterly basis, and we brought Mabel Louie on board about 6 months ago to help us with some of our child welfare prevention dollars, and because there were some monies available, still monies available on a yearly basis, and we were kind of at a standstill on how to kind of move forward with that. So with the help of Mabel, we were able to get a new prevention team together. So we have, and Mabel's going to be doing a presentation on that, and I'm not too sure when she's on the agenda. I think it's maybe tomorrow. And so Claudia Martin is our designate band designate worker. Ashley Bird is our cultural youth coordinator, and Shelby Hatley is our admin assistant. We'll also be, one thing we're really excited about is we're going to be working with Caris County and ISK to renovate the multiplex. It's going to be a big reno, and we really want to concentrate on activities for families and children. We want to have kitchens where families could come in and cook together, and where we could meet with Kersikani ministry. We're really happy with our wellness committee here in Saik'uz, because they've been doing a really good job keeping our kids in community. There have been numerous cases here in Saik'uz where the ministry was trying to step in, and our wellness committee stepped up and basically told them that they're not going to even come to the community to try to take the children away. And so we've had some really good success. And I really want to recognize Allison Johnny, because Allison, right from when Jackie became chief in 2017, Allison, it's just a passion of hers and she was sitting at the table, at the wellness committee table, and she really advocates for our families, and she really goes head to head with ministry, the MCFD, to make sure that they do not take our kids, and that we're going to do things a different way in Saik'uz. And so I really want to thank Allison for all of her hard work. It's been a lot of work, and I know it's not easy getting calls all hours of the day, and Allison has done such a great job for our community, so I really want to thank her for that. And another thing with the Tachak Lake Resort was purchased last year from Kersikani Family Services. They will be building a treatment and wellness center there, and this year they'll be getting the ground ready. It won't be built again till the spring. So we're pretty excited about that. I'm really hoping that the programs that they're going to offer there, it's really going to help our membership. We've got a lot of members struggling here in community, but we also have a lot of members struggling that are living off the reserve. If you go down to Prince George, you'll see a lot of our members that are living on the streets, and they really don't have a place to go. And because it's in Saik'uz territory, I think it's gonna really make a difference that they're on the land and they're in their own territory, especially for Saik'uz members. It'll be open up to all the Kersikani Family Services bands, but I'm really happy that it's going to be close by, and we'll be keeping you updated on, we're still sitting at the table with government to advocate for more money, for more funds to make sure that we have a really good facility. They're trying to add a detox center, and the detox center just is a lot more, there's a lot more to that than just a treatment center, because you have to have very specialized people working with the participants who are in detox. The Bednesti log building, we're going to be moving it up back to Saik'uz. Yay, yes. So we've looked at a couple of sites in Saik'uz, and we, council decided on the Potlatch House site grounds. Cora could talk to you more about that. I wasn't, they had a site visit the other day. I wasn't there, but so we're hoping to look at a long-term plan for the Potlatch House, because the family there now do not want to carry on running they want Saik'uz First Nation to take the grounds over. And we really want to make it a place where community feel welcome to go to, and for all of Saik'uz members, and not just a few. So we have had discussions with Uncle Ernie and Uncle Johnny, and Uncle Johnny's really tired, and he really wants us to just, and it's such a beautiful place. If you drove by during the fishing derby in May, there was so many vehicles up there, so many people camping, and because of the Tachak Lake Resort being closed, I think it's a really good opportunity for Saik'uz to look at a long-term plan, even if it takes us 10 years to kind of build it up. But that's kind of what my vision would be, is to kind of look at building it up in phases when we could afford to do that. So So we're pretty excited about that. I'm not too sure, Cora might know more on when the building will be moved, but we're trying to do it this year. And council also inquired and put a bid on the Taddock Lake Resort. And we had a counter offer from the owners, and then we went back with another counter offer. They didn't accept it as of yet, so we're just kind of waiting on that. We're working on a business plan right now for the resort. I think one of the main reasons why we felt like we wanted to purchase the resort is because our cultural camp, first of all, our cultural camp is just right there. And in the future, when we sit with government, and sometimes government will offer land in exchange for, you know, an agreement. So that is something that we would put on the table, is that area becomes Saik'uz First Nation land. So we'll keep you posted on that. Right now, it's just it's at a standstill, like I say. So some of our governmental relations, we still meet quarterly with the Vandorf District Council. We just, on Aboriginal Day, we put up a Saik'uz flag. If you didn't see it there at the site, is because they're waiting for 2 more poles. They have to put 2 more poles up, and then they'll make sure that our flag goes on one of them. So they had it flying there for a couple of days, and then I went by a couple of weeks ago, and it was still not up yet. So, you know, we're just trying to build that relationship with them, and to discuss a lot of our, you know, like our busing issues, you know, for busing our members back and forth. There's a lot of housing issues. You could see, you know, there is some of our members that are homeless that are actually living in Vanderhoof. So there's a lot of things that we bring to the table and try to, you know, come to some kind of solutions for those issues that we're facing. We also have met with the co-op board last year and then this year. I think Jasmine and Rodney were at the last meeting. Rodney and I were at the meeting the year before, and you know, we brought up a lot of concerns regarding racism at the co-op. If you go there, a lot of times you don't see our members. If they don't see that, then they're blind, because they think that, you know, they're trying to address it, but this is the first time, I think, in 25 years that anybody from Saik'uz has sat down with their board. And we feel like that we need to have a say in, you know, how they run their business, because a lot of our members do not feel welcome at the co-op. So we're looking at ways also. Rodney maybe could talk a bit more about some of the things that they discussed in that meeting. We also met with the Regional Correctional Center. There's a group there, and it's Robert Gagnon who is in charge of the Indigenous part of the treatment for some of our members, not just our members, but Indigenous members in the Correctional Center. And they're going to be here to do a presentation, I think maybe tomorrow. I haven't looked at yet tomorrow's agenda, but they'll be coming. They're just looking at ways. They want some of our members to go to Prince George and to visit with the inmates, go out on the land. They were looking at building a pit house, so they're kind of asking Saik'uz to help with that, and they want some elders to go out there. They will be paying an honorarium, and we have a list of elders, and so hopefully when Robert talks tomorrow, you'll get a better understanding of kind of what they're doing. And they're just feeling that, you know, bringing the culture into the facility is really making a difference with some of the inmates that are there. So Rio Tinto Alcan, look at Jackie. Rio Tinto, Jackie will give you a way more in-depth update on the Rio Tinto Alcan court case. Not the court case, but we're in negotiations. You know, the court case was finished last January. Yeah, and so now we're in negotiations. Stephen, could you just hold on, and I'll take it right after I'm done. So we're still in negotiations with Rio Tinto, but I'm going to leave that for Jackie to give you an update on. Artemis Gold, same thing. We're kind of sitting there negotiating the impacts benefits agreement with them. Cassandra sits at that table. Barry Vickers sits and represents the 3 communities, Stalaco, Notley, and Saik'uz. There is some issues regarding, I think, benefit sharing with the other communities, where we're feeling that Saik'uz has a bit more territory than the other 2 communities. So we're kind of sitting, trying to figure out how we were going to come to an agreement with the other 2 communities. The CGL Coastal GasLink project, Barry Vickers will be here today, and Jason Alexis, and they'll give you an update on where that project's at. I guess you all know, like in our area, it's complete, but further down west, there's a lot of controversial issues regarding landholders there, and you know, so we hear that in the news just about every day. So I'd like to take the time to really thank our staff who work really hard for Saik'uz. You know, I know there's from the outside, it's harder to know what's really going on in the inside of that building, but I want you to know that our staff are really working on behalf of the community. And I know that, you know, COVID was very, very hard. People are still trying to recover from COVID. And I'm hoping that we're going to have a lot more, you know, community gatherings and community updates now that it's over. And I know we still need to be careful because people are still getting COVID. And but I just really want to thank our staff for all the work that they do. It's not easy. It is not easy to serve your own membership, but I know their heart is in the right place, and they're trying to do the best thing that they, you know, make the best decisions for you guys. And I want to thank the membership also for your patience with us and your trust in us. And you know, our council sits at that table, and you know, when we're discussing really important issues, we really try to come out with the best outcome for Saik'uz and our membership. Sometimes it's really hard. We've got to make tough decisions, but we are really doing our best. You know, and at the end of the day, we're all, you know, when we come into a backlash or we go to a wedding, even a funeral, you know, I really see how much we really do love each other. You know, it's in times like that is when we really need to be together and show each other how much we love each other. So lastly, I'd like to acknowledge Chief and Council, our council, for all your hard work and dedication. You put many hours into your positions and gone over and above what is required of you as being a council member. I just want to thank you so much for that, and I thank you for supporting me as your leader. I'm humbled to be here in this position, and I just thank you all. Awetsa.